Well, hello everyone. Greetings. How are you doing? I'm here with the wonderful and amazing and my good friend Tom Connors. Tom, how are you doing? Yeah, you. I can't hear you now.
I see me on TV.
I see you on TV too. And I see an amazing collection of wonderful games and movies and memorabilia behind you that I'm frankly quite jealous of.
I don't know where the gremlin came from.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, you know, as long as he's not killing you yet, you're in good
Not
shape.
yet.
So, all right, well, very good, very good. Well, anyway, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are.
I got the gremlin cam to watch him here.
Ooh, do you? You have a gremlin cam?
Yeah, see.
Oh, well, yeah, you need that. You need that.
He's behind me there.
Yeah, he is.
Watching me.
Oh, he's watching you,
fucker.
Oh, yeah. Man, you know, I'm all about the gremlin cam. I think that's pretty cool.
I gotta get that all set up again.
That'll be amazing. Yeah, here he is. But no, we've had a really interesting year in entertainment, and that's the point of today's show: is all of the things that didn't happen, and all of the things that did, and all of the things that made entertainment not quite as entertaining anymore. In fact, we had one thing recently that Tom and I were talking about right before we went live that I'm sure we'll talk about at some point soon, because you know it's turmoil. I don't even understand. Yeah, we'll get to it. Absolutely. But I just want to say hello to everybody who popped in the chat early, and we're starting to build up the club here. The clubhouse is getting full, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, Lord Thoth is here. What's going on, Lord Thoth? Thanks for popping in. Jesse is making an appearance from the crow's nest. What's going on? Lord Vader is here. What's up, Lord Vader? We got Willie Woodward in the house. Fantastic, my friend. Apollo Patriot, of course. Yes, the Twi'lek women. Oh, the Twi'lek women. And there's going to be more of those. Thank you very much to the Boba Fett limited series that Tom and I were talking about way before anybody else was talking about it. So pretty excited about the Book of Fett, because I mean, we get you. If you want to have dark, gritty stories, that's the world to talk about. The world of bounty hunters, the world of the Hutts. That's what you want, right?
Pizza the Hut.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about her. Gail Simone. Sorry. Anyway, all right. Woo, I know I started out rough. I'm meanie, big meanie. Culture's a big meanie. Diablo Dame says,
and I'm the mean one.
No, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I finally got that in the mail.
Did you?
3 days too late.
Here's something incredible. This is an aside, and I'm going to keep saying hi to everybody in the chat. But I got the Buck Rogers 25th anniversary Blu-ray set.
Oh, the box set, yeah.
Oh, I am so pumped, dude. Yeah, the boss is like, you got a package. He's like bringing it in. I was like, yay! So I'm like a little kid all over again. Remember that show? It was so incredible. I mean,
yeah, I got that box set too. It's like got the movie and the series all together. Yeah.
What's up, Buck? I love that so much. Anyway, Diablo Dame, happy Tuesday to you. Thanks for popping in. We've got Keck44 in the house. What's up, Keck? Good to see you. The unbelievably supportive and amazing Tina Bojan is here. Hello, Tina. Good to see you. You know, I'm gonna change the. You know what? Because this is new stuff we can do, right, Tom? We can do these new fancy things now. We
All the
can do.
fancy things. Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't fixed how you can. We can't see the super chats yet for the super stickers, but
you're
they can
getting
do this
close.
now.
Yeah.
So
Well, hey, the super sticker thing has to be a weird like injection thing that they have to like try to grab out of the API. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna cut them a lot of breaks because StreamYard. I was able to get StreamYard back up and running after a week of like it just not letting me create live streams normally. That was weird. But
Well, I did find out for a while they were having issues with the thumbnail part of it,
mhm.
and yeah, it was. But no, they're normally pretty good about getting
Oh
on
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah. Look. I mean, we are able to host multi-host shows very easily using their platform. So I have nothing but supportive. Don't mind paying the extra nickels that I do to make things happen. To give everybody a good show. Plus, I have more fun when I can hang out with amazing humans like you, Tom. So this is
who
a
told you I was human?
well. I you know what? You're right. I assumed you're. I assumed you're. I gene pool. I don't know how to say that. I assumed something. You assume too much.
I'm
Okay.
assimilating humanity, but
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good. I mean, we used to call that, part of the melting pot, and joining other cultures. But and I can see why the gremlin's behind you. Then he's skeptical. That's probably why. Keely
that's
Chow
probably
says, hey, everybody. Hey, Keely Chow. Good to see you, friend. Jaffo is here, one of the channel members. We have a lot of channel members here today. Diablo Dame, Tina Bojan, just many folks that have joined the channel membership that I truly appreciate. Never thought I would see the day when people would think that my content was worthy of a subscription, but I thank each and every one of you. Willie Woodward, like I said, hello, my friend. I had this in my pocket. I'm like, where's the Nintendo music coming from? Yeah, I like that opening. The Icy Dotes and Dozy Dotes and Little Landsy Divey. I like that countdown. That was fun to put together. I'm working on some more. I have a bunch of them I want to do for the Phantom Menace community for channels and stuff, and do some specific stuff for big branded channels like our friend Tom and some other folks. I think we need to have less generic countdowns. Yeah. Yeah. Runner's here. What's up, Runner? Good to see you, friend. Another monster says, sup, y'all. Relax. I'm here now. Just finished watching your WW84. Thanks for saving me the time and money. Absolutely. Yeah, my review was a little harsh and I had to cut it down. It was way over 40 minutes. And, yeah, but I still saved everybody 2 hours. So I look at it that way. I saved you 2 hours. Halfway through, I was like, I can't do this beat for beat, Tom. I know you know what I'm talking about because if I just kept, because there was just so much wrong with it, and I was going to go full EFAP, and that's just not cool. It's just not cool for people. Brendan G is out there. What's up, Brendan G? Thank you for your comments on the videos and the live stream. That was really cool. Saw that today. Got a chance to respond to you. Runner Lives Matter. We've got Bad Bunny here. Man, this is amazing, guys. Thanks for popping in. Clobberin Times is here. What's up, Clobberin Times? I'm glad you're back at and checking in with everybody, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see. Oh, the photographer is here. It's always midnight somewhere. That's right, and it's always the edge of midnight in many places, right, Tom? That's right. Lord Raw. Good evening, gentlemen, and everyone here in the chat. Well, Lord Raw, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate that.
the Lord
I
Ra.
don't know if that's the case. Respectful, sir and or madam, you know what I mean? Got to be careful. Don't want to offend a god. God, like Apollo Patriot, you have to, Greek god there. You got to be on your toes, on your toes. Terry Rose says, hello. Hello, Terry Rose.
Hello.
Let's see. Terminus Est is in the chat. Hell, friends, what's going on? Diego Flores joins us and says, well, now we know how to differentiate Tom from Clone Tom, and Tom no longer has a beard. That's true. So which
I had to
one is
shave eventually.
Yeah, actually, this is going to be a goatee. The new year is going to find my goatee back on my face. Number one, because it's easier to go diving. Number two, it's easier to wear this stupid mask that I have to wear when I go and do things at certain places. So goatee it is, and you know what? There's less gray on my face if I do it that way too. So it is what it is. Um, Culture, do you like the prequels? Well, I'm assuming you're talking about Star Wars. And I think they're okay. Um, I still, each and every one of them, you know, yeah, Tom, I know. But each and every one of them were events for me. Do you know what wasn't events for me? The
Star Wars
sequel.
sequels.
That's right. Yeah, good answer. Good answer. Yeah, the Buck Rogers set, that my original series Battlestar sets are amongst my faves. Oh gosh. I don't even know what to tell you. Buck Rogers is amazing. Battlestar, the original Battlestar is amazing. All of that stuff. I just get caught up. I'm so caught up in really good sci-fi and good sci-fi television. We actually had it. I mean, think about that. Going back then, even with the rudimentary effects and everything,
Is it pretty
man,
sad that the Wonder Woman TV series is more believable than the new movie?
yes, that's very sad. And you know what, Linda Carter, yeah, still very Linda Cartery.
I mean,
Yeah.
that show, I mean, yeah, let's not be real. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It did go to some goofy places, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And the spinning thing. I mean,
eh,
nowadays with tech, that would be even cooler, right? Just to see her go whoop, because she'd only spin around once, right?
I
And
don't
you
think
would
we
see it.
even got to see her change into her outfit at all ever. They even did a weird cut to where we see her flying. And the next thing you know, we see her in that gold outfit.
I know, and that's something I talked about in the review video that I did. I'm like, you spent an extra 45 minutes of worthless filler, and you couldn't give us the 90 seconds it would have taken of her going back, collecting said gold outfit, putting it on, and suiting up like a superhero would do, and then heading back out. And I don't want to get into the argument about whether or not she now flies,
She
because
flies now.
she flies now. Yeah. I don't want to. There's no argument. She flies now.
No, you're right. I
Superhuman.
think you could go through like an EFAP of like every single scene of that movie and how much crap is just out of
It.
place. And then it would just build and build and build. You'd be there for like probably 2 days.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, Tom. I was like, I can't. I. I mean, by the time I was 17 minutes in, I had 4 pages of notes. 17 minutes is just action series. I mean, it's just the action of the opening and the secondary action of the second part of the opening. That's it. So in those 17 to 20 minutes, I had more notes than I've done for almost any other thing. And like I said, I mean, this was my first kind of, outright review of a film in this way. And so I was like, I don't know how like Gary was able to condense it down to 17 or whatever in his video from yesterday. Same thing. I just don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you can crunch it down so small because there were so
I'm
many
a
things
shit
wrong.
writer.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm a shit writer. I'm a good script doctor, but I ain't shit for a writer. Like everything I've written for the channel,
Mhm.
Andre has rewritten from top to bottom.
Mhm.
Um,
Well,
so
we all have these different gifts, right? Some of us can edit really well. Some of us can do art. I can't do art. There are so many different things, and I'm not an acclaimed writer in it by any sense. So I understand where that comes from. But I have to say, every single point that you make on a live stream or on a video that you're doing, and they're brilliant. So I don't know if
well, I'm not always right, but
well, I don't know. I think
I don't know about
more often than not, and that's the kind of record I'm looking for. When somebody's going to comment on something, I want
you're
them to
looking
be.
for more on than off. I got you.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely, and I think everybody is, and I think and as long as we're saying it, because it comes from the heart or with conviction, or it's what we believe, feel that it's an honest opinion. I can't imagine anyone finding fault with that, which is why the Star Wars theory thing with Pablo, which we will get into, blows my mind. But Subhuman says, "Sup? What's up, my friend?" Oh, have you guys ever seen the Flash Gordon and Phantom action figures from Boss Fight Studios? No. Have you, Tom? No. All right, that might be worth a look. I have to check that out. Eric DeHoff pops in, says, "Hi, Tom and Culture."
Oh, I'm muted. I said hello. I think I think culture froze. That or I froze. Culture froze. There are no clones of me, unfortunately. If there was, I wouldn't be so tired all the time. That's the answer for that one. So yeah. This has gone from the Culture Casino and whatever show to the Me Show. Vamp. That's the best vamp I can do. I will suck your blood. Blood. Culture froze. Frozen culture. So while culture's frozen, I guess I'll do a little song and dance. I don't know. Hello, Paulo Patriot. Tom, how do you stay up so long? Do you take meth or something? You mean there's a drug that could help me stay up? Wow. Ords, my boy. How you doing, Ords? Yeah, David, it's the Tom show. I don't know where he went. He just disappeared. Culture? He's gone. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Now it's just me. Holy crap. Whoa, I'm so sorry about that, folks. That must have been pretty terrifying to have that just burst onto your screen like that. I mean, it's the way I feel every time I look in the mirror, though. So, what did Bat Tom think of Wonder Woman 84? That's a very good question. We'll have to ask him. I don't even know if he watched it. Did you watch Wonder Woman 84, Bat Tom? No. Why would I be so bothered to watch something like that? I'm not in it. So, no, I didn't watch that. I don't even know how to watch it, even if I did. Alfred usually handles all that kind of stuff. I just say, hey, Alfred, I want to watch Looney Tunes. And he comes over and he puts it on the TV. And there you go. That's it. Hey, there's a hairy dude.
Hey, thanks. Well, thank you, Bat Tom, for holding down the fort. I appreciate it.
We wanted to know what Bat Tom thought of Wonder Woman 84, but
what did Bat Tom say?
Wait, he doesn't know how to use the streaming services. That's Alfred's deal.
Oh, all right. Well, I understand. It's weird. It's convoluted. And I don't know what happened with that, by the way. I was able to see everybody in the chat on YouTube, but I couldn't. I just was gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you froze.
Well, oh my God. But mostly, oh, God dang it. Where were we? We were talking about the people that were in the chat. But no, we have Wonder Woman 84 is just an odd place. It's an odd show. It's and compared to, because I think your point was compared to what we got from Linda Carter in the TV show, it just nothing compares to that. And it was just far better. Yeah, Tom vamped very well. Thank you, Tom, for covering there. It was odd. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Anyway, all right. So let's get into a little bit of what's going on right now in entertainment. So we started the year with a series of movies that had a little bit of controversy. We had, of course, Sonic, which rolled into the year after having a major overhaul. The fans didn't like the way the character was presented in the trailer. The studio went back and fixed it all. There was a little bit of debate about whether or not they had intended to do that all along, and we just got, some early representation of the character. But I would wager that they actually went back and did a little bit of work and then re-rendered everything. What do you think on that, Tom?
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where they looked at it. They probably weren't as far along as a lot of people probably think. I know it cost them a little bit to redo it. Mm-hmm. But I think in the end they figured it was probably worth it, and it probably did pay off because I mean, guaranteed, if they'd have released that movie with that version of the original that we saw in the trailers,
Mhm.
the movie would have been the same, but I just don't think anybody would have went to see it. So
Yeah. I think that it was rough looking enough during the trailer that we would have had we would have had a lot of fan revolt. But at the same time, another film comes out in direct competition to it, and it seemed like, if not the fans but the media, actually set up a competition between Sonic and the fabulous emancipation of or fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. And I think that they set that up in the weirdest way as a competition in the box office. Of course, Sonic won, but it was an effort by the fandom to show support for one film over another. Now, Sonic was a good film. I went and saw it in the theater. Harley Quinn film, whatever they ended up calling it at the end, because they did if something that hadn't been done very often, and changed the name of the film after release. It wasn't a very good film, having seen it now. And I don't know. I mean, that kind of was like a bad start to the year. It should have given us some indication that we were in for it as far as entertainment overall. Maybe. I don't know. We have Ord's Board giving us a $1.99 super chat. What's up, Ords? Good to see you, my friend. Says, two of my best friends. Thanks, Ords. Dude, I can't wait to hang out with you. We're gonna have so much fun on our stream on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to do squad games where we're versus, and I can't wait to get the audience involved. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sunday night hangs and video games is going to
sorry about that. I had somebody at the door.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I was just saying that what I said to the audience while you were taking care of things was that we ended up with the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn, and through either the media or through the fans somehow competing with each other. And of course, Sonic won out, not only financially, but in reception. It just seemed odd, and it should have kind of prepared us for what we were going to have for the rest of the year. I mean, we had a weird year in entertainment.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I mean, we started off the year pretty good, like you said, with Sonic, and Bad Boys 3 was actually pretty good. Birds of Prey. But then things went a little awry, and we got things like Bill and Ted that were pretty good. Fat Man was really good. Trying to think. Borat 2 was okay.
I don't know.
And then I got like 30 minutes into.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't finish it yet.
Okay.
It wasn't because I wasn't lost or anything. It was just fucking boring. That's what it was. I was bored. Yeah. I'm like, why should I care about this? Nothing is so far has happened to get me invested in this idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it didn't get you, didn't hook you. You weren't engaged right away. Yeah, I can see that for some folks for sure. Because that's just not the way the movie was set up to operate. I liked it, but that's me. And I'm like Jeremy Griggs. I'm a huge fan of the director, and I want that world to. I want that world to exist. I can't wait till all of those films are tied together. But I don't know. A lot of people had mixed opinions about Tenet. I still am very frustrated about sound direction.
Yeah, I will finish it. And I mean, I like all his other films. The only film I really didn't care for all that much was Interstellar's ending. The rest of the movie's okay. I thought the ending was a little pretentious and I mean, I get it, but it was just kind of like.
Yeah. Terry Rose in 3 or 4 days or whenever I need to look at my billing cycle, but I will be off of Direct TV. And then I will officially have cut all of my terrestrial television and entertainment. It's going to be weird. In fact, I'm going to do actually a video of me doing that. So that'll be a video for my channel. Will be me canceling Direct TV after, oh my gosh, forever. I was a very early customer of DirecTV, so that'll be weird. And Sonic was great. Sonic was the best movie that you saw this year. Wow, Mutant Bamhammer. I get that.
If I had to pick the best movie of the year, in my opinion, oh man, Fat Man was really good. I mean, Bad Boys 3 was really good too, but Mank was all right. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be. Did The Irishman come out this year? No, that was last year.
Last year. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was simultaneous release too, remember?
That's right. Yeah.
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 It was I think it was the first time we'd seen a major film from Netflix, number one, and two, that it got simultaneously released on Netflix and in the theaters. That was a weird thing. See, and here's the thing, there's a film that got forgotten in here that I thought was quite good, and that is The Gentleman.
Never saw that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth a watch. I mean, it's not gonna blow you away, but you know, I like the shooting style, the cinematography of those kinds of films. I don't know, it's just, you know, it's just the way I'm wired. That kind of stuff is good. And like you said, when we started off, I mean, you know, you can
Robert Hammer. Yeah. Irishman was so long that it ended this year.
Wow.
So true. It was a good movie though, but yeah, Jesse, I agree. Bill and Ted was better than Sonic. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I mean, as much as people wanted to try to find something wrong with Bill and Ted 3, I didn't see a lot wrong with it. I mean, there were some things that you and I talked about.
Yeah, just some of the cheapness, a couple of minor issues. Outside of that, I thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Of course, I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan. I know you are too. Probably you're a super fan.
Fault, probably.
Yeah. But I just really loved it. And, you know, Soul Assassin, Sonic was really good. Fat Man, everything that you're hearing about Fat Man.
Did you see that yet, Culture?
No, I have not. Everything you're hearing about it, yeah, because my stepdad is raving about it, so I'm gonna go get it. We're gonna go check it out. You know.
Yeah, they had it on sale last week on Vudu, so I got it, even though I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. But that got pushed from January to February now.
Oh man!
So for the price, I was like, "Fuck it," and I just you know, $10 for the Vudu version, and then I think $15 for the Blu-ray. I still only paid $25 in the end, and I got a physical copy when it finally comes out. So.
Yeah. And Jesse, you got HBO Max last night. Better be worth it. Well, it depends. There's some stuff that might be, but
there's a lot of good old stuff on there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. HBO Max is probably, even though it's the more expensive of the bunch, it probably has the most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
With the classic stuff, because you got stuff from, everything from Turner Classic to Cartoon Network to the DC stuff for the most part. HBO has quite a few movies that are not just Warner Brothers films. You got a lot of classic television on there. Like if you're a fan of any classic Warner Brothers animation, you're going to be in heaven.
Well, and most people don't even realize just how much Warner Brothers produced in television for other networks. Other networks just acquired those properties to air.
Most recently, things like Big Bang, for instance, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those weird places that, you know, most people don't realize just the way television was made. Well, and even film. I mean, a lot of people don't realize who actually legitimately makes the films. I mean, you just kind of, okay, well, that person distributed the film. Okay, well, that's not where it came from, but yeah. I mean, that just happens. Eric Doff says, I read the Birds of Prey comments. I didn't want to see the Harley Quinn movie. Well, good, because it was.
You're not alone. A lot of people who were fans of that called it out from the start. I think that's what started a lot of the controversy to begin with.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the fact that the movie was one way or the other politically. It was more so just that, you know, there was this whole like, wait a minute, this isn't even Birds of Prey.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why toss the two together the way that they did? I don't even understand. You know, and the representation of the birds of prey in the film wasn't even in line with the actual characters in the comics. It doesn't even. I mean, that's the kind of crap that bugs me. And yeah, Ken Jack Ben, I like I said, I've slowly been moving fully digital for a while now. So
sorry guys, now that I had somebody at the door, Sadie's all jumpy.
Nah, it's fine. I like hearing Sadie in the background.
I know, she's barking at everybody's ears.
It's fine. It's fine. Jesse didn't like Sonic. Well, that's fine.
That's fair.
Bill and Ted was better than Sonic. Okay, I see that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all these things. So, and for whatever reason, right now I am not loading comments in StreamYard, guys. So
It was
I,
having that issue. Sometimes if you like scroll up and down a little bit, it'll reload.
yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, you usually have to back out and come back
Well,
in.
I know we got another super chat. This is from our friend the Atlantean, or my good friend the Atlantean. Good to see you. He sends $5 to say, "Hail culture! Bill and Ted are excellent." Oh, absolutely, they are definitely excellent,
Excellent.
dude. Oh man, dude, and I still remember the trailer. Put them in the Iron Maiden. Bogus. That trailer still runs in my head. That's how impactful that film was back then.
Put
Think about
them
that.
in the Iron Maiden. Iron
Oh,
Maiden? Excellent. Execute
execute
them.
them. Yeah,
Bogus.
so great. Oh god, still runs in my head. That's how impactful the trailer was. So, and
Yeah.
yes, the Atlantean.
Ted, don't be dead, dude.
It's so awesome, dude. Man, just Reeves in Winter, just amazing. Just amazing.
Speaking of Alex Winter, he's got a new movie out too. A documentary about Frank Zappa. I haven't got to see yet, but it's on the streaming services.
Oh, cool. Oh, I heard a little background on that. Maybe he was even during one of your streams, Tom.
Possibly, yeah, because he's been working on it for a while. Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Zappa.
Yeah, Frank Zappa was playing at a jazz club that I think was burning down and was the inspiration for the song "Smoke on the Water."
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he even says it in the song. That's right, Frank
Yeah.
Zappa, and yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that insane? I was like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, it's a cool story. But yeah, the wind was pushing the smoke down from the club that was on fire, and it went out across the lake. And they were watching the fires in the sky, but the smoke was on the water. It was really cool. So anyway, little trivia.
There you go.
Junk eye here and stay up here for a little while. Anyway, thank you, Atlantean, for the $5 super chat. Dabo. Thank you, Terry Rose. Let's see. Oh, wait. Dweez says, no one mentioning New Mutants. Really probably the best
yeah.
to forget that movie happened. Dude, 6 years. That film, that was 6 years in the making, right? Am I wrong?
Close.
From beginning to
I
end?
want to say it was shot probably in 2016.
Was it? I thought, because I knew there was production problems from the very beginning. I wanted to say they started work on it in 2014. I did, and it didn't get released.
That seems a while ago.
I'll have to look it up.
Because like Maisie Williams and all that stuff, they're in it. I mean, she's older now, and so is some of the other cast, but that wasn't that long ago. See, because the movie was originally supposed to come out before the acquisition.
Yeah.
And
it got
way pushed back. And then it got pushed back again and again and again. And then the acquisition happened in between there somewhere. And then Disney sat on it for themselves for over a year. So I don't know if it's that far, but
okay. I just
want to say 2015 or 16 at the most.
All right.
Probably.
Yeah. God, I just remember the pre-production and production on it started really early on. But yeah, that movie I didn't even want to think about. I know it wasn't even worth seeing. I mean,
it was done, I think, before Dark Phoenix.
God, that movie was terrible too. God, how do you screw up Jean Grey? How do you in that entire storyline? How do you do that?
By doing the same thing twice.
Oh my God, just made me want to vomit. So unhappy about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jesse, I want to know what $15 means. Tom, do you know what he's referring to?
Oh, HBO Max. That's how much it costs, probably.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's part of an HBO thing that I have, but yeah, and again, I wouldn't even have Disney Plus now if I didn't get it for free for 3 years. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
And if they try to give me more free, I'm not. It's just there's only 2 things worth watching on there. Well, 3, but it's just I just ran out of stuff. You can only live on that nostalgia for so long, and people like you and I already have physical copies of all of the things that that are rotating on there, and not everything is available on there like they promised, and it doesn't stay on there. like they promised. So Disney is under deliver on every single promise that they made publicly.
Yeah.
It's just bad. You're supposed to under promise and over deliver, not over promise and under deliver. But
yeah, and there's only a handful of things on there that I already have that are in like maybe 4K that I might watch. But outside of that, you're right. There's very little on there that I don't already own. So I'm not sure why I hang on to it other than I get the year package because it's cheaper. But, you know, if it wasn't for the channel, I'd probably just go month to month. And when, you know, when the Mandalorian or something was on, I'd watch it and then I'd shut it off. That'd probably be what I'd do. Because, I wouldn't just have it otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it easier for me to talk about, you know, Mandalorian or anything else. Cause, you know, when that rolls out at, you know, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, I can watch it and, you know, go back to sleep.
Well, we kind of have like basically like the channel.
Yeah. The subscription. Yeah.
Subscriptions. So like Rob and I and stuff like that, I'll just use the same ones. So
well, and now, you know, as a business, because now this YouTube channel turned into a business, you know, the business buys everything.
I got to figure out all that tax shit. That's not my domain at all. I don't do maths. Maths is racist. And I renounce white supremacy. So,
well, there you go. You know, so. And so that's.
In fact, I'm going to do every stream from here on out in blackface.
I don't know if that'll get you.
It's a great idea.
I don't know. I mean, it worked out for the guy that became the premier, the prime state guy in Canada.
See?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's a positive. Eric Dobbs says I don't know, Tom. I think we'll see. But Eric Dobbs says WW84 and Black Widow were the only two movies that I wanted to go see this year. And one of them is look, we have people that are quitting, quote unquote, quitting the fandom menace. I don't know how you do that, but I mean, we're a hashtag. I guess you can quit using the hashtag. But but people, because of the negative opinions and views of the Wonder Woman 84, and you know, even Pablo Hidalgo has said in his tweets, like what you like, you know, despite the fact that he's a giant douche canoe, you know, like what you like, you know, and that's a personal opinion of mine. I don't think he's actually a literal douche canoe, but anyway, and Black Widow, the projections for that film were tanking. We're talking about, do you realize how many films the projections were headed downhill before we even headed into the pandemic circumstance that we're in now, Tom? I mean, we've talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the bigger question now would be which one would have done better, Black Widow or Wonder Woman after the fact. I have a feeling that Black Widow is going to be pretty good and just, you know, it's not going to get a bunch of attention as opposed to where Wonder Woman is bad and is getting all the attention, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Black Widow is going to be mostly harmless and it's going to have like a big reveal at the end. I have a feeling we're going to get to that point where we realize, oh, she's still technically alive. And then that will be everybody going, oh, now I understand why there's a Black Widow movie. Because how many times have we kind of had this outside of Captain Marvel and Ant-Man? And at least Ant-Man and Wasp, we all just said the same thing, is why didn't we get this first? Why didn't they put that ahead of Infinity War? That way you kind of set yourself up for Infinity War. Putting it in the middle just kind of, it just, you know, it didn't help. Same thing with Captain Marvel, only worse off with that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I here's the thing. They need to preserve her character. Natasha drives the MCU just like Tony Stark drives the MCU. I mean, they're coming to grips with some of these thoughts that I don't think they wanted to admit to.
Well, she's more popular than Brie Larson on every level.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and she's not, you know, fan hating. So,
I think they figured the same thing out with what's her face who plays the Scarlet Witch, Olsen.
Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, right. Yeah. She, like, I mean, she's easy to like. I mean, these people are people who don't bash you are easier to like. I think, right? I don't know.
Well, not only that, those two have earned their spots. You know what I mean? True. Like they've. I mean, shit. Like you said, Black Widow, she's one of the OG members. Like she's been there since Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Same thing with Scarlet Witch. She's been in what, 4 movies now?
Yeah.
I think she's kind of earned her spot among the fans. Captain Marvel, a whole whopping 2 movies, and in the second movie she was in was a forced cameo.
Yeah. Well, she was forced. They forced her to have her own movie. I still don't
The whole
understand
movie is a forced cameo.
Yeah, I don't even. I don't know what to do with that. The boss hates that film. The boss is as normie as you get, and she hates that film. What does that tell you? I mean, she's like, this thing's garbage. I mean, I won't even begin to tell you what some other MCU film she didn't like. I mean, there's a one she tapped out of. She doesn't usually tap out of films. It's nuts, but yeah. And this is an interesting statement.
That was now.
Oh, you and I'll talk about it backstage. But the movies directed by Axel Braun are more faithful to the source material. The costuming's better for sure for most. Although I still have to say the Iron Man suits are friggin' wicked. Every single one of them's been really well done. YetiCast says Birds of Prey broke me so much I gave up on trying to write a script for my video.
Really?
Wow. So you're like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Jaffo, I'm here with you. I did not enjoy Animaniacs. I
watched 10 minutes of it.
Yeah. I don't know if I did that. I don't even know if I watched that far.
The Jurassic Park joke was funny, but it then all went down from hill from there.
Yeah. Hey, Louvrian Imakara is here. Ooh. Good to see you. I hope your holidays have been extraordinary, Louvrian. I really do. Hail and happy Tuesday. Well, happy Tuesday to you. Happy holidays to you. Good to see you. Let's see. Is Jim Carrey still relevant? He could be.
I mean, he was kind of a, what do you call it? He had a major, he had a quick flash in the pan for a while there, but I mean, I think he's relevant. Whether you agree with his politics or not, I still feel like he's pretty relevant.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, if he could separate himself from some of that stuff, he could still do it. You just don't. Again, well,
I think it helped a little bit making fun of Biden and stuff on SNL, I guess, to a point. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that's just your point of view, I suppose, on it. But
yeah. Well, and you know what? I'll let you read this one from the Gay Rascal because I think this is funny.
Should I read it as a gay person?
No, please don't.
Hello, people, or should I say babies and gentlemen?
Gentlemen. Yeah, I'm like, that's really good. I'm gonna have to use that. Thank you, the Gay Rascal. I appreciate that, and thank you for being here. I do.
Wow! Call a gay baby a gaby.
Well, that's cool. I did not know that. Trey Courtney's here. What's up, Trey? Good to see you. Oh, you guys, I love you so much.
Gay Rascal wanted me to read it in my gay lisp.
Did he? Oh, well, then you should. Okay, I'll rewind. Okay, there we go.
It's funny now. Hello, people, or should I say, babies or gentledoms?
It's still funny. Oh my god. Oh, I love you people.
I would make
much.
Such a sassy gay man.
Yeah, well, yeah, would make.
Did you just dip out again?
No, that was me coughing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you guys make me laugh, then I swallow wrong.
I just go off camera because I don't think anybody wants to watch me smoke.
Smoke. All right.
Habit.
Cavatino Chase, Cinema Sins just did a video on New Mutants. Awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out.
3 years to make it just like the movie.
Wow. Wow. Someday we'll have to. I want to dive deeper into that. We'll have to talk about what exactly happened with New Mutants. I want to break it down. That'll be fun. We should. I
kind of have an idea. I think that it came out. They saw how popular it was. They saw they had something similar to it, but it was a PG-13 safe X-Men movie. they wanted to go back to the drawing board and make it more horrific like the director originally wanted to. They pissed him off. They drove him away. There was some reshoots that were done without him, as was reported, even though he claims there wasn't, because they're very evident in the film. But the version we got is some kind of weird early edit. They didn't go back and do anything else to it, from my knowledge, because the first one tested okay, I guess, to where they just said fuck it and threw that one out there, and they never did anything more to it. But I think that was the initial. And then, of course, in the process, Disney got involved. That was the part I left out. Sorry. In the process of all that, Disney got involved, so they just decided we're not going to release it to be nice to Disney, because Disney didn't want them to. And I'm by myself again. So yeah, after Disney got involved, I think they just put it on a shelf for a while and nothing got done with it until Disney decided to release it. But yeah, I think the original motivation was it was a big hit and they wanted to make it a bit more horror oriented. That was what we were hearing anyway. And Gay Rascal with your super chat says you would do the gay guild proud, Tom. And by the way, it's a real thing, like babies, gender neutral babies. Gaybies. That's right. Look it up. Or actually, don't look it up. It's probably not a good idea. The FBI be knocking at your door. Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Yes, I did shave a couple days ago, and then I shaved again today. I'm starting to grow the goatee again. Not that anybody cares, but yeah, Mr. Clean Tom today. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. I need a little earring. Actually, I have my ears pierced, but I just never wear earrings, especially with these things on all the time. You know how annoying that would be? Yeah. Culture dipped out. He yeeted himself. He's been having some connection issues, evidently, this morning. So this is the second time today it's became the Tom Show. It's becoming kind of old hat now, as you can see. So, yeah. JFO says the episode of Animaniacs about gun control was tedious to watch. I don't like my cartoons to browbeat me over the head with contemporary political topics. That is not good. If that's what Animaniacs became, I'm glad I dipped out early because, yeah, the show has always been kind of topical, but it's never been, and it has made fun of politics, but it's never been a political show. They've never really brought a lot of politics into the show, so that really, yeah, hearing that does turn me off a little bit. I'm as his long-lost brother. Maybe. We do think of a lot of the same things at the same time. I don't know how many times on Friday Night Tights I'm thinking something and Az will get it before I do, or you can tell I've said something he was about to say. So maybe we are. Maybe we're separated lovers.
Wow. Okay, I came in at the perfect time. Awesome.
Well, you know, I don't want to close that door.
Well, hey, I'm good with it. But wow. Okay, so I'm going back through the chat because I missed the super chat I wanted to highlight.
I did get the one super chat, but yeah,
there's a super chat or super sticker from our friend the Gay Rascal, which is a Doomicorn. I will do it one last time this year. Doom. There you go. All right. Let's see. And then
anybody but Mary can do it. It's you.
No. Mary should do it, but I appreciate that very much, the Gay Rascal. I really do. The Jack of All Casuals is another one that I can't highlight anymore because I froze up and I don't know why. I'm Robin Leach and I don't know why. But yeah, so I want to say thank you to Jack of All Casuals for saying, how's it going? How's it going, Jack of All Casuals? Thanks for being here. And I like that little cute Shiba Inu dude, or fox dog, or fox cat, or whatever you guys are calling it. I think it's awesome. I do not know what's going on with StreamYard right now because I right now have golden internet. My downloads, because I did a speed check while things were happening. And
weird.
Yeah,
because I'm not having any issues, but
it's got to be something somewhere in between. There's a problem. That's okay. But let's see. Jesse says he's not a menace, but he used to be. It's boring, repetitious, and give money to the people they claim to hate. I see some people's points when they say that, but at the same time, I believe you have to see the things you criticize. I believe you have to be informed. I think if you have an opinion that's uninformed, that's ignorant, and you don't want to come from a place of ignorance. So, does that make sense? All right. And of course, our friend Mr. Tickle Trunk sends us a super stick.
Super Trunk.
super drunk. It's a farting Shiba Inu. Farting hearts, right? That's what you call it. Farting hearts.
Pooping hearts, farting hearts.
Farting hearts. Farting hearts. Well,
They must smell good. They're hearts.
and they're floating. They're floating. These
Probably
farting.
smell like sweet tarts.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and wait. At least I can highlight this, I hope. Oh no. I can't. This stinks. Because the Gay Rascal gave us permission to do gay face.
Yeah, I read that. I read that.
Yeah. So I'm
I read
like,
it while
God,
you were gone. So luckily I grabbed that before it was gone.
all right, good. Thank you. And by the way, Dweez thinks you would be a good PM. I think that stands for Prime Minister. Or
I probably have just as much as experience as the rest.
Maybe so. Captain Marvel equals trash. Bestest ever. There's a big difference between renounce white supremacy and denouncing it, Tom.
I know, but that was the joke from Wonder Woman.
Oh.
She renounced her wish, so we were renouncing white supremacy on Friday Night Tights instead.
Well, you did a good job. Yeah, Friday Night Tights was extra special with cheese, so thank you guys for doing that. I'm
sure it's going to be something this week.
Oh, you guys are going to be extraordinary. Yeah, my Friday show, the pre-flight, it's a completely audience show. It's driven by you guys. We're going to talk about the year as it was to the extent that everybody in the audience does. Kind of like this stream where we're talking about entertainment as it was this year. You know, it just we kept getting entertainment pulled away from us. I mean, let's start with Bond. Bond was supposed to be out before the summer. Then it was supposed to be out in the summer. Then we're supposed to see it in the winter, and then we didn't get to see it. It's like, okay, thanks.
And I think that every day that goes by, less interest in it, and the interest in the loans go up, but the interest in the movie goes down, if that makes sense, or if I can be punny a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel that they have shot their load on this. Everybody was expecting this movie months ago. They should have just dropped it back when. Mm-hmm. The chances of them making more money back when this first started were much higher than they are now.
Yeah. And the more we've heard about it, the more the test audiences have started to just let information out. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'm just starting to get into Bond, so I'm not up to snuff on everything that's happened in the recent films. But from what I know, things have kind of gone to a point where there's a lot of classic fans that are just like, nope, I'm good. I don't need to see cucked out Bond, or I don't need to see Bond die. I don't need to see any of these possibilities that are pretty much being presented to us between the trailers and the leaks. I mean, again, I don't have total insight on the film, but spoiler warning aside, I mean, there's the rumor that he has a daughter and her kidnapping is a big part of the plot. And
bad dad.
There's the whole thing with Lashana Lynch being 007 now and all this other business. So again, I don't feel like the film is going to end in a way most people are going to be happy about.
No.
The only thing that might keep Bond alive is the fact that he does have a daughter, but that still means he's going to either retire or die at the end, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's already technically retired at the beginning. And when you've got Lashana Lynch telling him in the trailer, stay in your lane and know your role, I think that tells everybody in the audience exactly what they need to know about this movie. So,
thank you.
And MGM, as far as they're concerned right now, I bet you they sell the studio lock, stock, and barrel before they get any deal with No Time to Die right now, because there's less value in that. It's like, why buy the milk when you can just buy the cow? It makes no sense. I mean, I get it. Yeah, if you don't need a cow and you don't have the ground to graze it on, but Apple, somebody who's interested in Bond, does have the money and the ground to graze MGM on, and they could use that injection of content for their Apple Plus streaming stuff. So yeah, that could be where that winds up. Again, I'm just saying that this is the rumor that's on the table, but the rumor that I was told was that Apple and MGM were in negotiations before Christmas and they just stalled for the holidays. So we may hear something after the beginning of the year. So there you go.
No, I think you're right. And you and I talked about this. I think that MGM is just, they're done. They're going to tap out and sell the catalog. The studio, lock, stock, and
yeah, we don't really have anything. And a lot of the stuff they do release is just Even Bond, for that matter, is just distribution
Distribution.
deals. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not deals where they actually own any properties.
Yeah.
The only properties they actually have any ownership over are Stargate, RoboCop, and a couple of really small things that nobody really gives a shit
Well,
about. To be honest with you.
technically, they're still in on the first Terminator, though, aren't they?
Just the first one. They
Yeah.
own the rights, the distribution rights to the first one. So anybody buying
Yeah.
MGM would get the first film, but that's all you would get. Just
Man.
the first movie.
That's
And
nuts.
again, I've even said that at this point, is it really even worth anybody's money or time to buy MGM? They'd be almost better off probably piecing a lot of this stuff out, selling Stargate as an IP, selling RoboCop as an IP, selling their catalog separately, and then just calling it a day. It's sad to say it may be the end of MGM, but they're not even really a studio anymore anyway. They're just a name. They barely, I think they're a production office, and that's about it.
Anybody can
I
still
wouldn't
hear
even
me.
consider. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I do not know what's going on. I'm going to stay off camera for a while and
No
just
problem. I'll stay
stop
on
working.
camera for you for a little bit.
Oh, okay. But look, I mean, this I can understand where you're coming from with that. But look, because this speaks directly to MGM 66 Starship Alien, I get more pleasure from rewatching movies like I like on Blu-ray right now. Watching James Bond and watching Casino Royale last night, it never disappoints. Watching the other three today, and there were parts of Spectre I enjoyed. There were parts of I think Skyfall was probably probably aside from Casino Royale the best. But the other ones I could have done without. But that's just me. But I'm a hardcore Bond fan. My grandfather brought me into it. So, and I know you're just getting into it, Tom.
Yeah, I'm just starting to watch the films this week. I don't remember which one is up now. We just watched Thunderball though. But
Oh my god, dude! How much did you love that film?
not as much as I was hoping. It was good, but still to this point, From Russia with Love is the one that sticks out to me the most.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there'll be some more coming up that'll get my attention. Now, of course, I was warned the next few are really going to get into that wacky sci-fi kind of place.
It does. It does a little bit. I mean, did you see? So have you seen from On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
No, not yet.
Okay, so when you see that one, you're going to see a different side of Bond, and it's a very good one in my opinion. I think Lazenby, if you were going to go a different direction than Connery, was a good choice. As much as I love Roger Moore's portrayal, but I think you'll do some cool.
I still have a few Connery ones left. I think 3 left.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. So Dark Shadow Logan, thank you, Dark Shadow Logan. By the way, I really appreciate your comments on the videos and the fact that you and I share a lot of in common experiences in life. But if memory serves me right, Wolverine first met Natasha during World War II and became her adopted uncle, so to speak. Wow. Wow. Did not know that, but that's good information. It just means that she's really old. She looks really good for her age, though. So,
well, Natasha and what's his face are Magneto's kids anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess technically, yeah.
Last I knew, anyway.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Gimli says, "I was looking forward to Black Widow. I didn't care about WW84. I watched it because it was a comic book movie, but I was not impressed with WW84. I hope Black Widow is better if it ever comes out."
It will. It will. The big
it.
question is, will it just be in theaters? I don't think so. I think it will be the next movie that Disney tries to pull the whole $30 bullshit with.
I think, but see, that's a movie that it might be worth, an extra 15 or 20 bucks. But see, that's the cutoff for me. $15, $20, that's like going to a film. Okay, I'll pay you to go to a film. That I'm not going to have a problem with. $30, you're high. You're high. It makes no sense. And not only that, I don't own it. You're asking me to pay for a film like I'm going to own it, and I don't own it because it's digital. And if I ever cancel your service or I ever don't get it for free anymore, I don't have it anymore. So F you. Physical media. And here's where Trey Courtney rolls in. I think Taskmaster is going to suck in Black Widow. God, I really hope not, because I think that's the in this film, Taskmaster is the key. If you know anything about Taskmaster, I mean, the ability to study one's enemy and then duplicate everything that they do and do it, be able to counter it all. That's Taskmaster. Taskmaster's awesome. Great villain.
Well, and you also have this thing where, I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people who are tapping out of the MCU. They're at this place where they're due for some stinkers, no matter what you thought of some of the films prior to this. Obviously, Captain Marvel showed that they're not bulletproof. And I mean, I know they already have their critics already, but I mean, prior to that, I mean, it just really, I think, was a wake-up call for a lot of MCU fans that these things can be really bad. And I'm not talking like Iron Man 2 or Thor Dark World bad. I'm talking, Captain Marvel across the board is just a bad movie. A bad form for the MCU, a bad call, judgment, what have you, as far as the retconning that was involved with it and making this character or trying to force this character into a being an icon. Because as we keep saying, you can't force trends, you can't force icons, you can't force these things to happen. They're going to happen organically or they're not going to happen at all.
True.
I mean, that's what goes with all these things in our past. Star Wars, Star Trek, what have you. They're all, the reason they're milestones, the reasons they're icons is because they were adopted by society, not because they were forced to be adopted. So
yeah. And I mean, to your point, I mean, Critical the Craze says Black Widow could make a great series and movie. I mean, she's literally the female James Bond. Yeah, no kidding. She's freaking badass. Gay Rascal says yes.
There could be a lot of potential with Black Widow. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, again, we're possibly dealing with the whole nobody's ever gone shit, but she did die in service of the Soul Stone. And nobody's ever said what happens if you put the Soul Stone back. We just know that you have to leave something behind to take it.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be something interesting that'll be on the horizon. I mean, I could be wrong, but
but here's the thing. Do you know who doesn't reveal that information at the end of Endgame? Cap. Because Cap went and did what needed to be done to return.
Well, I've said that already. There's a movie right there of all the things that he did throughout history to put the stones back. And I mean, think about it. When he went to put speaking of the Soul Stone, when he went to go put that back, who was he face to face with? The Red Skull for the first time since they've seen each other last. So, I mean, right there's a story in itself. I mean, we'd love to hear what happened there. I mean, because Red Skull's Red Skull, but he's still he's technically not the same Red Skull we knew. Yeah. I mean, he's now the arbiter or whatever you want to call it of this Soul Stone. So, I mean, he has a completely different responsibility and place in the universe than he did when we last saw him. So, is he still a villain?
No, he isn't. I mean, he was lost.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
He was lost to time, right? I mean, just based on the lore. So he's not even really the Red Skull anymore. I mean, he's the Keeper, and that's it. I can't even remember his title or anything, but wow.
I think it was just Keeper of the Soul Stone, if I remember right. I mean, there's been so many different iterations because I mean, even in the comics, they're not called the Stones; they're called the Gems or whatever. Yeah. So they changed it to stones for some reason in the movies, and then they even changed the stones, which weren't originally the colors and what they actually represented. They shifted a little bit.
Yeah, and again, I mean, those types of changes are okay. Those slight little retcons to those are the things I can tolerate when it comes to the translation from comics to movies. But it's the major shit.
I've got Marvel fan friends who don't like anything that's ever come out because it's not exactly like the comics. And I mean, I get that to a point, but it's almost an unreasonable,
I have to say we have a special guest, and I think it's courtesy of you, my friend. And it's because he's right there.
I like to diddle.
Happy birthday!
I did send a link out to a couple people.
Happy birthday! Well,
I'm sorry, just doing like a Frosty the Snowman thing.
No.
Happy birthday!
Yeah,
gosh, I love that. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Script. You are
you're a birthday coming up though, Culture?
No, mine just happened. I'm 50.
When did that happen?
November.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just recently.
no,
Yeah. Never mind. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
We
Who's got a birthday coming up then? Somebody does.
Trace XL's birthday is today.
Maybe, but that is it. Okay. Well, happy birthday, Trace XL.
Yeah.
I swear I'm thinking of somebody else though.
Yeah, we've got this is. Have you noticed how many people have the birthdays from like August to this time of year? I mean, it's insane.
I swear there's somebody born almost every day.
That's just blowing my mind right now, man.
I think that's true. I think that's very true.
Every breath you take is one more breath closer to death. You do realize this, right?
Oh, such happy thoughts, guys. Let's bring this stream up.
Life is terminal.
Everybody who's ever eaten carrots has died.
Is going to die.
That's right.
Oh man,
everybody who's ever drank milk is going to die too.
Dang it, milk is bad. Okay.
No, it's not. Milk is awesome.
Anybody who's ever watched TV or used the internet, in fact, if you've ever used Twitter, guess what? You're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
we're telling people that shit.
We were over 70 viewers, and then we started going on a tirade about.
We really lost people. How many?
No. I'm teasing you. We have the gay rascal with a £5.49.
Yeah.
Oh, €5. Excuse me, 49. I always say pound, but it's euro. Thumbs up. You would do the gay guild proud, Tom. And by the way, it's a real thing, like Thabies, gender neutral babies. There you go.
Gabies, babies.
Yeah.
There's also the ladies, which are like the gender ambiguous ladies.
Wow. Excellent.
Ambiguously gay duo.
The episode of Animaniacs about gun control was a tedious watch. I don't like my cartoons to browbeat me over the head with contemporary politics.
Animaniacs was half of what it should have been. It was missing because the narrative of Animaniacs is that the Warner Brothers and the sister go after a bully and kind of like show that bully the errors of their ways through mockery and humiliation. But in this case here, they're not actually going after anyone. They're just kind of doing antics around various people. The one about gun control was using a Stephen King persona and bunnies that he called buns. It was really on the nose, not very funny.
Which is funny in itself because Stephen King is generally pretty, as far as his politics go, he's pretty woke. We covered that when I was by myself because culture can't get his shit working.
Hey.
No, like I said that. It's like, Animaniacs have always satirized just about everything and they've had political jokes, but I don't recall them ever doing anything like that before where they've shoved a political theme or idea into a show completely like that. It seems out of place. And I think that's a dangerous place for humor to go. I really do. I mean, go ahead, make fun of everything.
Yeah.
But if you're going to try and preach while you're trying to entertain and make fun of other shit, that's pretty much what Trey and Matt of South Park have always kind of said is like a sin.
Yeah.
Nothing can be above anything else. And if you do, then it's just showing your bias or your hypocrisy. And that's why they kind of parted ways with Isaac Hayes over the whole Scientology thing. It's like, dude, you had no problem sitting here for years with us making fun of every other religion and walk of life. But the moment we touched something that, you felt like shouldn't be made fun of, then it was a problem.
Well, I mean,
that was a lot more complicated than that, but I mean, to a
point.
No,
I know, and I get it. And there's other things behind it, but the whole thing goes down this road of, it's my job to inform myself on political things. It's not your job. And I don't know why entertainment is all of a sudden taking it upon themselves. And this is what a lot of the problems that we have with all these entertainment things is just that. It's not so much some of the other things is like, we can stand bad writing. I mean, we're used to comic book movies and sci-fi not being taken seriously as it is. But when you're going to sit here and use it as a platform, that's manipulation, that's mutation, I'm trying to think of the right word, but it's not natural, it's not normal, and I don't understand how they're even I mean, they set us up for the reaction they're going to get, but the reason for the reaction, they're using a completely different narrative. That's the problem.
There's that, and also the key with regards to Animaniacs, the key writer Tom Ruegger was not brought back, and he's the guy that kind of fostered the mission statement of Animaniacs, which is that's a wacky throwback to the old Warner Brothers cartoons where they're making fun of an archetype, a character archetype, and they're making fun of them all. It's not really in a political aspect. It's more like just the personal motivations, like how Elmer Fudd wants to go hunting for a rabbit, and the rabbit's like, well, I don't want to die, so I'm just gonna humiliate you on that principle alone. And if it takes us to an opera where I am massaging your head at a fake barbershop, so be it. And it's just, it's wacky, it's crazy. And I think part of the reason why this season of Animaniacs didn't work is because they didn't have that voice of Tom Ruegger to say, you know what, this is not the spirit of what this show is about. And no, it was also very heavy loaded with the
South Park. Yeah. To me, it's a lot like South Park, to where in Animaniacs, everything was on the table. Yep. Like there was nothing that was off the table, and they would be hypocritical if they didn't make fun of everything, including themselves. Like that was one of the few parts that I did like about the show. And I checked out after like the first, what did I say? Culture, 10
minutes. Yeah.
I think it was. I got through the Jurassic Park intro, which was kind of funny. The whole bit about their first line, that's what I'm talking about. That's Animaniacs. That's them even being self-referential at that point. Mm-hmm. But then from that point on, it just went, I don't remember anything after that because I shut it off because it just got stupid. I think that's where they did the Johnny Depp joke and all that kind of stuff in that little montage thing. I think that's where I shut it off.
In one of them, they also changed the lyrics. They got rid of the Dot being cute part.
Did they really?
Yep. They made her like with witty or something of smart, and I mean, that was never in question, but the whole thing was that she valued her appearance and her cuteness to manipulate others, which is weaponized. And I thought that was a great little joke, but they took that away from her, at least in that aspect. And yeah, it's it was such a letdown because some of the jokes that they do throw in there throughout the entire series are actually quite good because they're inching closer to that original part, but the rest of it just does not hold up. And Pinky and the Brain felt off as well, and that's the only other side sketch they had. They didn't use any of the other characters. Like I wanted to see Slappy Squirrel again. She's a great character to comment on 2020, but they did not use her.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was disappointing. It was what I was told it was going to be, and so therefore, I wasn't invested from the beginning. And that's, it's something I talked about with Tom before the show even aired. And you know what, you and Mecca were talking about the potential for badness too. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we were afraid of that. I mean, we were all excited at first, but it's just been another letdown. I mean, it's also like, look at Cobra Kai. Is that another thing we got to start worrying about now too?
Not this year. This year looks like it's going to be extraordinary. I mean, I haven't heard bad things yet. So, I mean, it's coming up. We're going to see it.
This season that kind of did teeter.
Yeah, but we'll see. We're a couple days away. It's January 1.
Literally.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, it's going to be cool. A super chat from Thanatos Felicitas. Felicitas. Excuse me. I added extraness. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. But the extraness is cool. Anyway, I'm going to live forever or die trying.
That
sounds good.
Go for it,
man. That's an excellent
mentality to have. Yes,
that's an excellent use of your time. Absolutely,
I ain't going without kicking and fighting and screaming. That's for sure.
We all came in kicking and screaming. That's we should go out the same way.
Damn
absolutely. Right. Oh my God, you guys are great. Let's see. I don't remember it. Where are we at? Everybody's doing Star Wars quotes right now. Oh, wait, Sander Hammerslag snuck in. Good to see you.
That's what she said.
You guys are so much fun. Oh, my notifications are going off like crazy, so I know for sure my internet's working just fine.
That's good. Jack of all casual saying a super chat there.
Oh, I'll get there. I'm trying to catch up. You guys are saying brilliant stuff in the chat. This is kind of fun. Fun day. Jack of all casual super chat says, guys, Jason Alexander's Duckman was true comedy. $1.99 super chat for the Jack of all casuals. Well, what do you think, Tom?
I remember a few episodes being pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't like groundbreaking, but I mean, at the time there wasn't a lot. That was one of the few adult animated shows in the wake of The Simpsons that kind of actually stuck around from my recollection, because there was a lot that didn't. But yeah, it was pretty funny from what I recall.
Well, and we have a lot of good questions in the chat. We're dealing with people who are pretty bright. Qui-Gon Gimli says, how is giving Elmer Fudd a scythe better than a gun? That makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, their argument was there is only so much you can do with a gun. But I mean, Elmer Fudd's gun is just kind of like his thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he's a hunter. You could use other hunting traps as well if you wanted to.
Yeah,
he's
used other traps before.
Like he's used bear traps. He's used snares and all these other things that have all backfired on him, along with his gun. I don't get the reason to avoid it.
In Dark Shadow, Logan says this: the problem is these creators today are supposed to write about the heart and soul of these characters, but instead they are forcing their narrative beliefs, breaking the canon of these characters. Yeah. And that's what happened with Animaniacs. It's what's happening with all the classic cartoon characters like Elmer Fudd. Yeah. I mean, it makes no sense. And yeah, a lot of people like Slappy. So I don't know.
You're getting a couple super chats.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, guys. You guys are killing it on super chats. I can't even believe people are willing to shoot money for stuff. But thank you so very much. I do truly appreciate it. Terminus asked for $5 super chat. Culture once said on Twitter he wanted the boss to wear a maid outfit. I said if she were a mafia boss, she'd make him wear it. He'll be a made man. It's true.
Pretty good.
No, I don't want to see Culture in a maid's outfit. I take that back.
Hey, actually, that could kind of be a fun stream. Maybe next Halloween, I could put on a maid outfit. I don't know if anybody'd enjoy that. I need to get back in shape. I need to hit the. They
probably enjoy it more than if I did. That's for sure.
I don't know. That's nothing to wish for. But thank you, Terminus, for the $5 super chat, my friend. I appreciate you very much. Wow, Ken Jack Ben says, I remember clearly television movies being overly political during the Bush years, and no one's saying a word. It's one of the reasons I stopped watching BSG.
I do remember the PC culture. It wasn't so much in the Bush years; it was in the Clinton years, if I remember right. But it kind of hit a head. Like we got to a point where like enough's enough, and I mean, and that point the comedians weren't having any of it. A lot of pundits and musicians and shit like that weren't having any of it. So it just kind of went away. I think everybody just kind of got their, they're like, God, we're being stupid, but it's kind of a rewind. We're doing it again, but this has like a vicious tooth behind it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, this is not, we're just trying to be nice and PC. This is forced. I mean, we've been through this a million times over, especially in like comics divisions shows. He really covers a lot of, like the Great Reset and all these other things that I feel like are really creeping into our entertainment. The killing of the nuclear family, the tearing down of the classic white male or the male in general, not just white male. There's even other males of Latino and Black people that I've heard say the same things, where they're starting to feel this pressure of just being a man and acting like a man, a traditional man, not an asshole, not a misogynist.
Well, I mean, they're taking
run of the mill,
Yeah, and the Latino argument, Tom, is the one where they're trying to take away the machismo part.
Exactly. And that's a culture where. Yeah. Granted, of course, there's all kinds of walks of life, and I don't really know of any like major problems they have in their culture against anybody who's gay. But you're right, Culture. I do know that in the Latino culture, it is a very deep-rooted thing as far as like men and women's places, and I don't mean that in like your roles, but I mean their places in their cultural system, in their their historical ways. They value the nuclear family very, very hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean,
But no, you're right. But make no mistakes about it. The women run the households. Believe me.
It's very much a matriarchy in a lot of ways. Very
Yeah.
much so. Yes.
Yeah. So it's the weirdest thing. And the nuclear family, no matter what anybody likes to portray it as, is very matriarchal. It is. The mother drives the entire household.
We've had this before, right? Script was on that. We did that whole long bit about what the world would be like without women.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Terrible.
And you tell me that, yeah.
A lot of us would be dying a lot faster than normal.
Yeah. Women prevent us from doing a lot of dumb shit. But and I just cursed on my channel, by the way. Yeah. We wouldn't have houses. We'd have like cardboard boxes with our electronics.
No, we'd have castles or something really crazy and elaborate. We'd also wouldn't have as much inspiration to do things for women as we did.
Right. And that's what I pointed out. A lot of the things that we do in a civilized society, let's face it, is so we can get pussy. The way we dress, what we drive, the way we live, everything we pretty much do is to attract a mate, right? If you stop and think about it.
Well,
for the most part. I mean, of course, yes, there is that portion of, just being healthy and want to be, take care of oneself. Yeah. But let's be real. The way you got your hair the way you do, because I'm sure the old lady likes it, right?
Yeah.
Culture. Let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, the boss is the boss for a reason. Right?
Yeah, we don't buy jewelry for ourselves. Fuck. Yeah, we do the gaudy shit if we're somebody who likes bling, but I mean, let's be real. The type of stuff that women are into, we tolerate.
I won't go that far, but I'll say that I may not be as deeply into certain things. I don't care sometimes what the wall color is, but that's okay.
That's what I mean. Like a lot of that shit we tolerate. We don't care about flowers.
Unless we have to use them as a form of an apology.
Exactly. And even then it's like, they cost how much? Jesus.
Well, it's okay. I don't mind that's an affordable apology in my opinion, but
you know my point.
I do. No, absolutely. And to that end, I want Script to go to actually comment on this, because Bond movies, because we were talking about politics, that's how we got where we are. But there were Cold War politics in the 60s and 70s films, especially Bond films. And but we did have a lot of things that pushed back against them because it made fun of those same politics, right?
Oh, that or it used them in an entertaining way, and not in a way to preach, but in a way to just tell a story.
Yeah. Well, the politics are basically, what's the politics of the enemy? What's the politics of the hero? How do they conflict? And how do we explore all the assets of them?
You could sit there.
One thing they didn't do is they didn't ever really go after China in the Bond films.
Well, not just that. Okay, a great example is Rocky IV. Yeah, that has a lot of Cold War elements in it, but do you really think that's a political film in the least?
Nope. I mean, the speech at the end is really one of just trying to help.
Yeah, it was just kind of a generic speech, and I like to make the joke that Rocky single-handedly ended the Cold War with that speech. But my point is that no, that movie is not a political film, despite it having a political backdrop. You can do these things. We've seen it plenty of times done well in sci-fi. I mean, all great sci-fi has drawn from, if we continue to go down this road, nuclear weapons are going to kill us. If we continue to go down this road, AI is going to take over and kill us. If we continue to go down this road, cloning is going to take us over and kill, all these, I could go on and on,
Yeah. Well, and look, I think one of the best speeches I think ever in a film, or at least for, for its time in particular, was in the first Independence Day. He's uniting the entire world. I mean, again, we all, it's when we start
to the way he's portrayed. And that I think is a great example of culture too, because you don't portray the president like that anymore. If you have a president on screen, generally they're either Orange Man bad or they're like the world's greatest president we've never seen.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and don't deserve.
Yeah, that's true. And we, this is a weird thing. Lorena gets 2,000 and you together. Wow. Yeah, no, that's the thing. We support every single female creator on the platform, which is, I think, is what you were referring to. And they're they're key to our success. The females are key to our success, and vice versa. We are interconnected. We rely on each other. It's a symbiotic relationship, whether it's here on YouTube or in a family unit. Breaking apart the family unit and breaking apart us into tinier or smaller and smaller groups, if I speak properly, that's the problem, and we have to stop allowing it to happen. We have to stop. And we have to stop allowing it to be part of our entertainment, because dividing us in entertainment. Think about it. We just talked about how Hulu utilized the Animaniacs to divide people, and you stopped watching it in 10 minutes. I was out fairly quickly, and it's all because of the divisiveness that's inserted in everything. Anyway, that's a side note and probably a tangent that didn't need to be.
No, you're on the button as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And that's pretty much exactly what we were getting to. I think that wraps it up really nicely in a bow is like, you can do this stuff, sure, but at what cost? I mean, we've seen it in every franchise across the board, aside from the few that have decided not to go down these roads, or at least adopt them in a way that are annoying. You know, like you can do these things. And that's the other thing that's bothered me is it's like, we've seen these type of films, and to get back on kind of what we were talking about, like with Bond, I mean, you have a character that, why can't we have one? You know, that's what I see a lot of people saying is like, why is it you can't just let us have this one? You know, we've sat back and we've griped and we've complained and we've been called man babies and every other name in the fucking book for saying whatever it was we've said about whatever it was. But the moment we speak up about Bond, and again, I'm not even a huge fan. I'm coming from the point of view of guys like Rob and you guys here on the panel and stuff, and you guys in the chat too. It's like, why is it we can't just have this one? Why you got to come in and creep on the one thing that actually felt like, you know, guys actually had their little thing that they still had, that they could that wasn't soiled or sullied by all this outside politic bullshit. And it was like one of those last bastions. I mean,
I would call it a duck blind, really. It's a misunderstanding of what the morality play was, where they're like, oh yeah, that's like good and evil. It's like, well, we can do this with our own points of views. And they don't end up understanding the clever ways of hiding the partisan aspect of it and making it abstract about a moral play. And that just comes from, I would say, a lack of education and a little bit of too much emotion with regards to the subject matter, not able to be to distance yourself from it.
See, Tarzan warned us about this shit. Women in society are bad.
Well, I think this is interesting. Sandra Hammerslag actually refers to the Great Dictator film as, you know, the greatest movie speech ever. Thought that was an interesting way to go about, about that. Let's see. What else do we have?
I'm kidding. Not all women are bad. Just so.
No, everybody knows you're kidding.
Anymore, I gotta say that because yesterday some people jumped my shit. Holy cow!
Yeah, guys, no worries there. I'm not putting on a maid outfit. Ain't happening.
How much would it cost?
I don't know. I haven't invested in a maid outfit recently.
No. I mean to get you to do it, but all right.
Everybody has a price. My price. I don't know that anybody here could afford it.
He's a man of principle. I'll give him that.
Anyway, no, okay, Cavatinho. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, she will dress up as a cheerleader for 2K. All right, well then we need to get her to 2K because that seems like something that would be interesting. So, wow, you guys are awesome. I can't even believe you all. Such great humans out there in the world. Diego Flores for a pen. Help me out.
Peruvian souls, I believe.
Peruvian soul, 20 Peruvian souls. Thank you so very much, my friend. My sister is quite left-leaning, but even she says entertainment sucks right now because of ideology. As I told her, we don't care if it had an ideological message as long as they give us a good product and story first. That's actually incredibly well said.
I mean, obviously, if there was something where something was being clearly misogynistic or help me out here, script. Obviously racist in some way. Mm-hmm. We would definitely call it out. I mean, there's things that we don't even realize. Like Cameron Pasha brought up a lot of things that were in Wonder Woman that bothered him. That, you know, as just an Anglo white dude that barely, you know.
Well, I would say that everything that happened in the Egypt part felt really opposite of what the direction that you would go for representing that.
But no, he made some fair and valid points. Now, again, you can't have it one way and not be. You have to be able to, if you're gonna put a safety net under yourself and pretend that you're in the right and righteous and virtuous, you have to make sure that you're gonna do it no matter what, no matter whom. You can't pick one over the other. Yeah.
And that was the problem with Wonder Woman 84 is they tried to teach all these lessons that the filmmakers should have learned before they made the film. Because of how they told the film, they didn't follow any of their own lessons they were trying to teach. See, this is the problem with these people who try to preach.
Yeah, and I said the same exact problem with Captain Marvel. There you go.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely. It's absolutely there, and that's a real issue. And
well, well, that's how you know they don't believe in it, because it's a superficial adoption of what they're trying to preach, and they don't understand it enough to actually to realize that they don't even get their own message.
Yeah. And I can't even tell you how many times that happened in that film. I mean, like I said, and Tom and I were talking about the beginning of the stream script, and I don't know when you were able to pop in, but that film, I could have EFAP'd it. It could have been days worth of content. It's just it was, I don't know, so much wrong with it. But Willie Woodward says, Tom, I agree with you. And I think that is precisely the reason why there needs to be a GGCG for TV and animation. I'm assuming that's talking about Comicsgate, et cetera. But
yeah, I think, well, and I think that's going to happen. I don't know if it just specifically for animation and TV, but I do know that there are wheels turning. I know Andre and I and a few other people, Script has been a part of some of these conversations. I mean, he's got things cooking. Everybody's got things cooking. I mean, Script's actually already in the business, but I mean, he's got things cooking with people, in our community. And I'm not going to say specifically what, because it's, things are not tied down yet. But no, I do think you're right. I feel like that's something that's on the horizon. We've already seen a lot of people in our community turn around and put their money where their mouth is and either write a book or write a comic or do whatever it is. We've already got like Mr. H, who's not exactly in the community, but he's in and without around the community, especially in the Midnight's Edge community anyway, where he's already done a few short films.
Yeah, he just did a horror one, right? Yeah. I threw some kid in on that. So yeah,
there you go. Yeah, and he's going to be putting them out on Blu-ray and all that stuff eventually too. But I mean, there you go. I mean, it's happening. I've already brought up, wanting to do like a Ninja Turtles documentary on the first film, or at least the film.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
And it's going to take a couple years to put together, though. So I mean, I bring these things up, but yeah, it's going to take some time. That's the only thing, and everybody's going to have to be patient and also, help do their parts if they really want to make it happen. So there you go.
Well, yeah, I think we're going to start to see more fan made stuff, and I think I'm almost at the end of writing down my idea for my Western horror film. So I'm going to send it over to Script to tear it down and.
Well, and Jesse makes a point about not giving the money, and that's completely fair, Jesse. Yeah. And again, you can do things in ways and still consume some of the things without giving them money. I don't condone any of those ways, but you got to do what you got to do, even if it's buying something used. If you buy something used, then that means the main company does not get any of the money. Yeah. It is a resold product. Yeah. And as far as like the streaming services and go, I get it. I've seen a lot of people kind of face off with the whole thing with Netflix a while back when the whole Cuties thing went down. Mm-hmm. So it's like
well, hey,
it's kind of difficult to pinpoint one thing when you've got all these conglomerates now. That's the problem. And not exactly, Jesse, because if you're not, you can go and buy something used that's not going into the coffers. Somebody else bought it before, but you're just, you're not giving any money to them.
Yeah, it's a transitive property.
Yeah, yeah. And the same thing goes with whatever ways you want to use the internet. I'm not going to get into specifics, like I said.
Yeah, no.
But things that you may want to use a VPN for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I have one that I think that you talk about on your channel, and I think that you guys promote on your channel. I utilize it, and I love it so very much. And Diego Flores, your comment got all of this started. So thank you very much for the last few minutes of discussion, my friend. Appreciate the 20 Peruvian souls. So, and then Miss Martin Muses sends us a super sticker. It's her traditional rose. Thank you, Miss Martin Muses, and thank you again for allowing me to learn a lot from you, so that I was able to live stream and do this whole YouTube thing. You can actually blame on her, guys. So thank her very much.
But it also goes both ways to finish off the whole thought, though.
Oh yeah.
Jesse, you're not wrong. You're not. I'm not trying to say you're wrong in the least or anything like that. Yeah. you know, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, if I have 50 people making daily videos about the same thing, it's free advertising. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But
Oh,
at
he's
the
not
same
wrong.
time, us speaking out on a lot of these things, they do make a difference and they do make changes. I mean, don't be mistaken that whether you liked or hated The Mandalorian, the whole Luke issue, that came from people like us complaining for years and from checking out of their Star Wars. The people had quit buying the toys. They had quit supporting the franchise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and here's the thing, Jesse, I feel actually pretty good about making my not quite 40-minute long video about the latest Wonder Woman film because I saved people time. I saved other human beings 2.5 hours of their life. It works out to about 2 hours. They watch me for half an hour.
I can
You know,
add to that, like when we do our Star Trek streams.
Mhm.
I don't know how many people each stream say that, you know, I'm glad that you guys are reviewing this so I don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
So right there is at least a handful or better people who aren't subscribing to CBS All Access.
Yeah, and they're not, and they're not having to actually sit through something that's going to boil their guts. I mean, because that's kind of the feeling that you walk out of some of these programs.
And we call it
yeah.
We call it Star Trek Recovery to be tongue in cheek, but it is. It really is. It's a place for everybody to get together that they know that they're not going to be, you know, yelled at for liking or disliking something one way or the other as far as Star Trek goes. Because we've even had people on the shows who like Star Trek Discovery, believe it or not. So, I mean, you know, there are people out there who actually do like this stuff.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. And the Gay Rascal sends another €3.49 saying, not any maid outfit, Rosie from the Jetsons. Oh, that would be fun. I don't know.
See you do that in like paper mache and like cardboard and like actually do a full on fucking Rosie robot.
A Rosie bot.
I could actually 3D print all the elements.
Probably could, now that I think about that. You could probably do that. You'd probably put your money where your mouth is, speaking of. We're sitting here goofing around, but you'd show our asses up big time.
No, there's enough space in a Rosie bot where you can put in literal hardware to do a lot of the functions.
Yeah, there's plenty of room, and it's an exoskeletal build. So, yeah, there's an exoskeletal build. It would be really easy to have a centralized power supply to put the weight in place. It wouldn't be that hard to get it to balance.
Willie, here's one of the guys right here. He does this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
he builds these kind of things for haunted houses and stuff. It'd be very easy to adapt your skills culture into just doing stuff for movies and television shows.
I only want to do stuff for the things I'm doing. I never want to get. I'm no longer in any effort going forward. Am I going to do any more of that kind of thing? Unless somebody with some extra special influence asks me to. But I appreciate that, Tom, very, very much. So,
some monsters. You just wait.
I would love to.
Actually, you know what's crazy is that the technology that's available now on the software side of things, you could build an actual Rosie bot and download all of the Jetson episodes and get an AI algorithm, a deepfake algorithm, to copy her voice.
Well,
so that she can
he'd have it come rolling out and it would go boom, boom, boom. Hello, Mr. J.
It could do the whole thing. It'd probably take you like an afternoon to program that, and then all you do is you port it into like a flash drive on the machine, and then it just has pre-programmed responses.
Speaking of the Jetsons, does anybody besides me here remember the first episode of the Jetsons?
I don't know which one was the first one that aired.
Yeah, I'm trying to travel back in time to remember.
It was the episode they got Rosie.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool. Let's see. Jesse says, and this is a good point. Disney stock is at 177, an all-time high. None of this hurt them at all. It will.
If I remember right, Mrs. Jetson needed some help around the house, so George got her Rosie.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know the exacts, but I think that if I remember right, that's what it was. Yeah.
I love the Jetsons very much. It wouldn't be that hard. I mean, everything there. I mean, the accelerometers, everything that you need, everything's available. So you could even, I mean, you could even do precise positioning if you needed to with her. It wouldn't be that hard. Optics would be simple. Actually, none of that would be terribly difficult to do. So
the only thing she couldn't do is go upstairs. I mean, you can make her, but if you wanted to be authentic,
yeah, it would be hard to work that out. But I think you probably could, because you could articulate the arms in a way to move her up and down on her ball. I think it wouldn't be that hard to do. Well, see, here's the weirdest thing. I mean, essentially, one of the designs that I did for a moving three part snowman was essentially a BB-8 was the base. So it was like a BB-8 style ball at the bottom that rolled around. There's a lot of stuff you can do. It's not as hard as you think.
Well, she's on casters from like an office chair. So yeah, there's
right. Yeah, but I mean, I would even make I would even utilize her like a uniball style thing to articulate her. It would be easier, believe it or not. But to get the casters to roll, I think I'll look at it. That might be fun. You guys gave me a 3D design project.
You've gone way off track, but yeah, that'd be cool to see. Like though, because like I know they've been talking about doing it for a while, and I don't know how far along they are. But
35 years they've been talking about doing a
live action Jetsons movie.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't be that hard to do. That's the thing. I mean, now I'm going over it in my head. There's so many different things.
Oh no, like the shell is the easiest part, and then the mechanics inside. I mean, there's a lot of room.
There's so much room. Yeah, I mean, the power source is always the most complicated thing when it comes to something like that. That's not tied to something, not tethered. So, but there's so much room to put multiple power packs. You'd be in good shape.
Especially rechargeable ones, because you can put in, say, the recoiling outlet to plug her into an outlet, and it just a receptacle and it'd be legit to the Jetsons.
Yeah, you could use the Anchor power supplies drop in that you use for multi-charge, for your phone when you're traveling and stuff like that. You use 4 or 5 of those, you'd be good to go. Wouldn't be that hard. Let's see. Starship Alien says Disney is like grooming. Oh yeah. Well, we hope we can fix that though. And what's really weird is the kids now are turning a blind eye to some of the stuff that's happening because they see what's happening out there in the world. So, and no, I am not getting into that business. Although, did you guys see? This is funny, and we'll start to wind down now. Did you see the Quarterings video on the Amber Heard life-size doll thing?
Oh no!
Wait, there's a life-size doll? I thought there was just a miniature.
Yeah, it was something about a $4,000 life-size doll that he was sleeping with, or somebody was sleeping with. Or he did a video on it. Yeah, it's one of his videos today that just popped up on my channel. So
why?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I tried watching The Stand, and then Amber Heard came on screen, and I shut it off.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Well, I got through the first episode. She wasn't in it. Second episode she was in. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. Oh, wait. This is good casting. See, now George, I can see Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's good casting. Yeah, he would have to be toned down for sure.
Do him or like Hugh Laurie or who's the guy from The Flash? That tall guy who played the bad guy.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. Crap.
I can't think of his name now.
The tall bad guy from The Flash.
Yeah,
he was series.
Yeah. He played the Doctor, but he turned out to be Yellow Flash.
Oh, Tom Cavanaugh.
Tom Cavanaugh. Yeah, he'd be great as George too.
Perfect.
God, there's a couple guys that would be really good.
Yeah.
But you need a good June.
Jane.
Yeah.
Or wait, June Foray.
Man, now I'm going to be thinking about casting. I'm going to be in all. Who owns Hanna-Barbera stuff now?
Warner.
Yep.
Crap. Oh well.
Hey, listen, J.J. Abrams hasn't touched it, so it's still safe.
I didn't hate the Flintstones movie. The only thing I didn't like was Rosie O'Donnell as Betty. That was the only thing that was bad.
Well, she was cast because she could do the laugh. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. This is a good question. The Gay Rascal says, "Is The Stand any worse than the terrible adaptation of The Mist?"
I didn't watch The Mist, so I can't tell you on that. So far, the 90s version, though, has been better of The Stand. I can say that much.
Actually, Hugh Laurie wouldn't be terrible. Because he does a good English. He does a good
He's got
American
the look.
accent.
He's got the look.
And he has the face.
Chin.
Yeah, he does have the face. Yeah.
Well, and he did American accent for
7 years,
wasn't it?
Yeah, House he was great in.
He did one for House. Yeah,
he was really good in the House. Yeah, anything I've seen him in, when he's playing not English, is very good. Well, anything where he's playing himself is good. I mean, he's bloody brilliant. He's very funny.
I mean, of course, all the men we've said are kind of old, besides the one from The Flash that you said his name. I can't remember. Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
He's
a little younger side. I mean, Hugh Laurie is quite good comedically. The only thing he hasn't kind of knocked out of the park with is Avenue 5.
Oh God, I am so. I was out on that show.
Given. That's a given. If they don't have that pinned down already, then like he should have been signed on for the last 30 years just in case they were gonna make one.
Oh yeah, Danny DeVito has to be Spacely.
Oh, Spacely Sprockets. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Danny DeVito would do it. I mean, there's nothing stopping him.
Oh, it's so great. Does the Amber Heard doll poop on beds too? Don't know. Don't know.
No idea. Don't care. Don't want to know.
You know, anyway. Jack Ben, that's not a bad idea. That's what I was going to say. Emma Stone.
Stone. Yeah, she's young.
Maybe Judy, if she's young enough yet looking.
I don't know. She's Emma Stone. Good choice. Man, we're nailing some casting decisions here, guys. Yeah.
Elroy's obviously going to be an unknown because you got to find that 10-year-old.
Yeah, I like that the white hair look on it can look really, really cool.
With that, getting somebody like Hilary Duff, and I know this because when they did the Jetsons animated movie in the 90s, they had fucking Tiffany play Judy.
Really?
Yeah. Even though the wife does the voice of both of them, the same actress does the voice of both characters. They brought in Tiffany just so they had a name. And she did a single for the soundtrack. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they'll probably get somebody like Hilary Duff or who's one of the up and coming.
Like a singer? Like what? Like that? Who's the chick that does the new Bond theme?
Oh God!
Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Billie,
They might go down that way.
No, thank you.
She wouldn't make a bad Wednesday, but she's too old now. But anyway, who is Spacely Sprocket?
Spacely Sprockets. That's the company, Mr. Spacely.
Cogswell Cogs.
Yeah, that's their nemesis. I'd love to see a mock up there.
I liked how one apartment could control the elevation of the entire complex. That was always fun.
I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. Oh my gosh. So anyway, we are way off topic. Obviously, there wasn't enough entertainment this year to talk about.
Next year, Ghostbusters, Bond, everything has been pushed to next year now. So,
ooh, that's a good question. Who would be the voice for Astro?
Frank Welker's still around. I think he did it originally.
Yeah. That's
Frank
what
still around. Yeah.
Willie Woodward says that. Absolutely. Dan Aykroyd for Cogswell. That would be awesome.
Yeah, got to have him lose a little weight, but yeah.
Oh God, dude, so great.
That would be good.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Dark Shadow Logan has an idea. Bottom half of Amber Heard life-size statue is sold separately and comes. Oh no. Ooh. Oh no. Drew Carey should play. Drew Carey.
If not Jim Carrey.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think Jim Carrey. We have a lot of choices. There's so many good.
He's too old to play George. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little. I mean, yeah, he's a little too old to play George.
Oh, and this is a plug. I'm just doing a plug right now. Rebecca Gold, also known as Ian the Mega Geek. Amazing content. Check out the Rebecca Gold channel for that series of episodes. Also, check out all the short films he's done. Great creator, amazing contributor to this platform and to the community. So I thank you for being here today, Ian. Thank you.
And the fact that they know Captain Scarlet, that's awesome because I loved watching that show as a kid.
Captain Scarlet?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jesse, you would get railroaded out of Hollywood because your politics, man.
Yeah. I should work in Hollywood, but do you really think they'd put up? No, dude. No, they would be.
You would have to have $1 trillion liquid cash for them to put up with you.
You'd basically have to start your own studio.
You might as well. Why not? We should. There is no reason why we can't run studios. There is no reason. No reason.
Drew Carey just needs to be fat again.
I mean, eventually we just need somebody to help us invest in a Final Pixel studio, and then we'll be good to go. Anyway, just thoughts. Well, I'm going to wind it down, guys. We can go in an hour and 50 and
thorough video to edit.
I'm sorry, but thank you for being here, Tom. I appreciate it. Script, dude, thank you for popping in. Appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you out there in the chat. Guys, we're on the end of the year. Anything you want to plug, talk about? We head off into the sunset for 2020.
Just thank you for watching all this year, and hope we entertained you.
Yeah. I hope we continue to entertain you. Script.
I am happy to have met everybody in the chat through the videos and the streaming that I've done, and I hope I've done a good job. And please hold me to my own standards, of course, because I'm doing this to try and make myself get better in my own industry. Because sometimes when you're around a lot of people like those that we complain about, you get sucked in, and so I'm happy to have done this, and I'm happy to, of course, met you, Culture Casino, and you, Tom, which was like over a year ago, but time has flown, so it's hard to keep track of things.
Well, thanks for being here, Jen. I know you'll watch the replay.
Really been that long already?
Yeah. I like I said, in the time I've been here, I've made more close friends than I probably had my entire lifetime. Just in the matter of a year, it's been pretty amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. I'm really not kidding when I say that. You guys are amazing folks. Just meeting each and every one of you, having a chance to interact with you guys in the chats. It's been one of the highlights of my year, and a year that was very, very challenging for many, or most of us, if not all of us, in various ways. So thank you all so very much. And this is an absolutely true point, especially when it came to lower decks or upper decker or whatever you want to call that. And beyond all that, guys, we'll see you with another Tuesday tirade in the next year. Be sure to take care of yourself, of course. Take care of others. Wash your hands, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.
Thank you for the super chat, Jesse.
Thank you, sir. Oh, Jesse, you're making me come back on screen when I'm already ran the credits, just to say thank you so very much for the $9.99 super chat, my friend. It's been great getting to know you. Thank you for your comments here. You say, great show. Took me from leaving work through chores, now about home. Perfect. And I'm streaming tonight. Come on by. Link will be in my chat to come on. Thank you, Jesse. Absolutely, my friend. And I hope if I have the time and I'm not committed elsewhere, I will get a chance to do that. Again, thank you all so very much, everyone. And I will leave you with the members' credits. And we're out of here. Bye.